Hello, and welcome back to Voice of English Learners. My name is Alex, and I am truly happy that you are here with me today. Take a deep breath, relax your shoulders, and get ready for another calm, gentle English learning session. Today, we are going to talk about a very important topic, a topic that makes many people nervous. A topic that confuses even fluent speakers sometimes. English at the airport. When you learn the right words and the right sentences, something beautiful happens. Your fear becomes confidence. Your hesitation becomes clarity. And your voice becomes calm, steady, and ready. In this lesson, I will guide you slowly. I will use simple words. I will repeat ideas many times. And after important sentences, I will say, "Now you repeat." This is your safe space. You do not have to be perfect. You only have to try. And every time you try, you grow. Now you repeat. Studio microphone. Soft piano continues. Today's lesson is long, gentle, and powerful. We will travel together through the airport, step by step, moment by moment, from the entrance to the check-in desk, to security, to the gate, to the plane, and then to arrival. Relax. You are safe. Let's begin. The core lesson and shadowing practice. We will follow 4 simple parts today. At the entrance and check-in. Security and boarding pass. At the gate and boarding. On the plane and arrival. I will say 1 or 2 short lines. Then I will pause. Then you repeat. Speak slowly. Speak clearly. Let your voice flow smoothly, without pressure. Airplane Part 1. At the entrance and check-in. Welcome to the airport. Now you repeat. Find the check-in desk. Now you repeat. Say your name at the desk. Now you repeat. Say your flight number. Now you repeat. Say your passport number if they ask. Now you repeat. You can say, "Hello, I have a booking." Now you repeat. You can say, "My name is Alex." Now you repeat. You can say, "My flight number is XY123." Now you repeat. If you have bags, say, "I want to check my bags." Now you repeat. If you have only a small bag, say, "I have a carry-on bag." Now you repeat. If the agent asks for your passport, say, "Here is my passport." Now you repeat. If they ask a question, listen carefully. Now you repeat. It is okay to ask them to speak slowly. Say, "Can you speak slowly, please?" Now you repeat. You can ask, "Can you repeat that, please?" Now you repeat. If you do not understand, say, "Sorry, I do not understand." Now you repeat. You are learning. You are doing well. Now you repeat. Counterclockwise arrows button short repetition drill, Part 1. I will repeat each line twice. Follow me slowly. Hello, I have a booking. Now you repeat. Hello, I have a booking. Now you repeat. My name is Alex. Now you repeat. My name is Alex. Now you repeat. My flight number is XY123. Now you repeat. My flight number is XY123. Now you repeat. I want to check my bags. Now you repeat. I want to check my bags. Now you repeat. Can you speak slowly, please? Now you repeat. Can you speak slowly, please? Now you repeat. Great job. You are moving at the right pace. Now you repeat. Passport Control Part 2, Security and Boarding Pass. Now we move to security. Walk to the security line. Now you repeat. Show your boarding pass. Now you repeat. Take off your jacket if you need to. Now you repeat. Take out your phone and laptop from your bag. Now you repeat. Put your bag on the belt. Now you repeat. Walk through the scanner. Now you repeat. If an officer asks you a question, answer politely. Now you repeat. You can say, "Yes, I am traveling." Now you repeat. You can say, "No, I do not have liquids over 100 milliliters." Now you repeat. If they ask about food, say, "I have a sandwich." Now you repeat. If they ask about medicine, say, "I have medicine." Now you repeat. If you feel nervous, breathe slowly. Inhale, exhale. Now you repeat. Counterclockwise arrows button short repetition drill, Part 2. Here is my boarding pass. Now you repeat. Here is my boarding pass. Now you repeat. I will take off my jacket. Now you repeat. I will take off my jacket. Now you repeat. I have a laptop in my bag. Now you repeat. I have a laptop in my bag. Now you repeat. I have medicine. Now you repeat. I have medicine. Now you repeat. Breathe slowly. Now you repeat. Breathe slowly. Now you repeat. Beautiful. You are calm. You are learning. Now you repeat. Airplane Departure Part 3, at the gate and boarding. Find your gate on the board. Now you repeat. Go to the gate area. Now you repeat. Sit and wait for the announcement. Now you repeat. Listen for your flight number. Now you repeat. Sometimes the gate changes. Watch the board. Now you repeat. When the staff calls your group, stand up. Now you repeat. Show your boarding pass again. Now you repeat. Walk down the jet bridge or bus. Now you repeat. If someone asks where you are sitting, show your seat number. Now you repeat. You can say, "My seat is 12A. Now you repeat. If you need help, ask a flight attendant. Now you repeat. You can say, "Excuse me, can you help me, please?" Now you repeat. Counterclockwise arrows button short repetition drill, Part 3. Where is gate C5? Now you repeat. Where is gate C5? Now you repeat. Is the flight on time? Now you repeat. Is the flight on time? Now you repeat. Boarding is starting now. Now you repeat. Boarding is starting now. Now you repeat. My seat is 12A. Now you repeat. My seat is 12A. Now you repeat. Excuse me. Can you help me, please? Now you repeat. Excuse me. Can you help me, please? Now you repeat. You sound clear. You sound confident. Now you repeat. Airplane Arrival Part 4, on the plane and arrival. Walk on the plane. Find your seat. Now you repeat. Put your bag in the overhead bin or under the seat. Now you repeat. Fasten your seat belt. Now you repeat. Listen to the safety instructions. Now you repeat. If you need water, ask politely, "May I have some water, please?" Now you repeat. When the plane lands, wait until the seatbelt sign is off. Now you repeat. Collect your bags at baggage claim. Now you repeat. You can ask, "Where is the baggage claim?" Now you repeat. Follow the signs for passport control and customs. Now you repeat. If an officer asks your purpose, say, "I am here for tourism." Now you repeat. Or say, "I am here to visit family." Now you repeat. Counterclockwise arrows button short repetition drill, part 4. My bag is in the overhead bin. Now you repeat. My bag is in the overhead bin. Now you repeat. May I have some water, please? Now you repeat. May I have some water, please? Now you repeat. Where is the baggage claim? Now you repeat. Where is the baggage claim? Now you repeat. I am here for tourism. Now you repeat. I am here for tourism. Now you repeat. You are learning beautifully. Now you repeat. Section 2. Check-in desk. Continued. When you check your bag, the airline worker may ask you another question. They may ask, "Do you have any liquids in your bag?" Now you repeat. Do you have any liquids in your bag? They ask this question because liquids have rules. Airports want to keep everyone safe. Airports want to keep every bag safe. That is why they ask this question. Now you repeat. That is why they ask this question. If you have a laptop in your backpack, they may say, "Please remove your laptop from your bag." Now you repeat. Please remove your laptop from your bag. These questions are simple. These questions are normal. These questions are part of travel. You do not need to feel nervous. You do not need to feel stressed. You just answer slowly. You answer calmly. And you take your time. Now you repeat. I can answer slowly. I can take my time. Understanding boarding pass questions. Sometimes the worker asks, "Do you want a window seat or an aisle seat?" A window seat is next to the window. An aisle seat is next to the walkway. Now you repeat. A window seat or an aisle seat? You can answer like this. Window seat, please. Or aisle seat, please. Both are simple. Both are correct. Both help you communicate. Now you repeat. Window seat, please. Aisle seat, please. You may also hear, "Your flight is boarding from gate B14. Now you repeat. Gate B14. Gate means the place where you wait for your airplane. The letter is the area. The number is the exact door. Now you repeat. Gate means the place where I wait for my airplane. You are doing very well. You are learning step by step. You are growing with every sentence. And I am here with you. Calm and slow. Soft and simple. Word by word. Section 3 Security Check. Now let's move to the next part of the airport. Security check. Security is very important. Security keeps everyone safe. Security keeps every flight safe. Sometimes people feel nervous here, but you don't need to feel nervous, because today you will learn every phrase, every sentence, every simple step. Now you repeat. I don't need to feel nervous. At the security area, an officer may say, "Please put your bag on the belt." Now you repeat. Please put your bag on the belt. The belt is the moving line. Takes your bag through the machine. The machine checks inside your bag. Now you repeat. The belt takes my bag through the machine. They may also say, please take off your shoes. Now you repeat. Please take off your shoes. Or they might say, please remove your jacket. Now you repeat. Please remove your jacket. These instructions are simple. They speak fast sometimes. But you can listen, you can breathe, and you can follow step by step. Because you are practicing now. And practice makes you stronger. Practice makes you calmer. Practice makes your English softer and clearer. Security questions you might hear. Do you have any metal items? Metal items mean keys, watches, phones. Now you repeat. Do you have any metal items? You can answer, yes, I do. No, I don't. Both are clear. Both are simple. Both are correct. Now you repeat. Yes, I do. No, I don't. Sometimes the officer says, please step to the side. This means you move to a small area for extra checking. It is normal. It is common. It is not a problem. Now you repeat. Please step to the side. Or they say, please raise your arms. Now you repeat. Please raise your arms. They check your clothes. They check your pockets. Takes only a few seconds. And then you are done. You are doing very well. You are calm. You are clear. You are learning airport English with confidence. Section 4 at the gate. Now you walk to your gate. You have your boarding pass in your hand. You have your passport in your pocket. You follow the signs. You walk slowly. You walk calmly. And you feel ready. Now you repeat. I feel ready. At the gate, you may hear an announcement. Flight 227 to Dubai is now boarding. Now you repeat. Now boarding. Now boarding means people can enter the plane now. Group by group. Row by row. A worker may say, please show your boarding pass. Now you repeat. Please show your boarding pass. Or they might say, enjoy your flight. Now you repeat. Enjoy your flight. These phrases help you travel with confidence. They help you understand the airport. They help you speak clearly. They help you feel calm. And that is what matters. Not speed. Not perfection. Just calm. Clear English. Section 5. Story-based shadowing practice. Now take a deep breath. Relax your shoulders. And listen to a short story. This story is simple. This story is clear. And you will shadow the full story with me. Softly. Slowly. Calmly. Listen first. Then you will repeat the full story after me. Story. My first airport trip. I arrive at the airport early in the morning. The sun is soft. The air is cool. I walk slowly with my suitcase. I feel a little nervous, but I also feel excited. I go to the check-in desk. The worker smiles at me. She says, passport, please. I give her my passport. She says, where are you flying today? I say, I'm flying to Doha. She prints my boarding pass. She hands it to me gently. She says, your gate is C12. Smile. I say, thank you. Now I walk to security. The line is long, but I stay calm. An officer says, "Please take off your shoes." I take off my shoes. He says, "Please put your bag on the belt." I put it on the belt. The machine checks my bag. Everything is fine. I put on my shoes again and walk to gate C12. Many people are waiting. Some are tired. Some are excited. Some are reading. Some are drinking coffee. I sit in a quiet corner. I breathe slowly. I wait. After some time, I hear the announcement. Flight 110 to Doha is now boarding. I stand up. I walk to the line. The worker looks at my boarding pass. She says, "Have a safe flight." I smile and say, "Thank you." I walk into the airplane. I find my seat. I sit down. I look out the window, and I feel proud. I did everything. I understood everything. And I feel ready for my journey. Now shadow with me. Shadow the full story slowly. Paragraph by paragraph. Asterisk asterisk. Story shadowing. Round 1. Slow and gentle. Now let's shadow the story together. This is round 1. This round is very slow, very soft, very simple. Just repeat after me. Take your time. Breathe slowly and speak softly. Sentence 1. I arrive at the airport early in the morning. Now you repeat. Sentence 2. The sun is soft and the air is cool. Now you repeat. Sentence 3. I walk slowly with my suitcase. Now you repeat. Sentence 4. I feel a little nervous, but I also feel excited. Now you repeat. Sentence 5. At the check-in desk, the worker smiles at me. Now you repeat. Sentence 6. She says, "Passport, please." Now you repeat. Sentence 7. I give her my passport. Now you repeat. Sentence 8. She asks, "Where are you flying today?" Now you repeat. Sentence 9. I say, "I'm flying to Doha." Now you repeat. Sentence 10. She prints my boarding pass and gives it to me. Now you repeat. Sentence 11. She says, "Your gate is C12. Now you repeat. Sentence 12. I smile and say, "Thank you." Now you repeat. Sentence 13. I walk to security. Now you repeat. Sentence 14. The line is long, but I stay calm. Now you repeat. Sentence 15. The officer says, "Please take off your shoes." Now you repeat. Sentence 16. Then he says, "Please put your bag on the belt." Now you repeat. Sentence 17. The machine checks my bag. Everything is fine. Now you repeat. Sentence 18. I walk to gate C12 and wait. Now you repeat. Sentence 19. I hear the announcement. Flight 110 to Doha is now boarding. Now you repeat. Sentence 20. I walk to the line and show my boarding pass. Now you repeat. Sentence 21. The worker says, "Have a safe flight." Now you repeat. Sentence 22. I walk into the airplane. Now you repeat. Sentence 23. I find my seat. I sit down. I feel proud. Now you repeat. Story shadowing. Round 2. Clear and steady. Now let's do round 2. This round is a little clearer, a little smoother, still calm, still slow, still simple. Listen, repeat, feel the rhythm of English. I arrive at the airport early in the morning. Now you repeat. The sun is soft and the air is cool. Now you repeat. I walk slowly with my suitcase. Now you repeat. I feel nervous but excited. Now you repeat. The worker at the check-in desk smiles at me. Now you repeat. She asks for my passport. Now you repeat. I give her my passport and tell her my destination. Now you repeat. She prints my boarding pass and tells me my gate. Now you repeat. I walk to security. Now you repeat. The line is long, but I stay calm. Now you repeat. I take off my shoes. Now you repeat. I put my bag on the belt. Now you repeat. Everything is okay. Now you repeat. I walk to my gate. Now you repeat. The flight begins boarding. Now you repeat. I show my boarding pass. Now you repeat. I walk into the airplane. Now you repeat. I find my seat. Now you repeat. I feel proud and ready. Now you repeat. Story shadowing. Round 3. Confidence round. Now this is round 3. This is the confidence round. You speak with more confidence, more softness, more flow. You do not need to be perfect. You just need to feel comfortable. Repeat each sentence with me. Feel proud of yourself. I arrived. I understood. I traveled with confidence. Now you repeat. I listened to questions. I answered calmly. Now you repeat. I followed the steps. I did everything slowly. Now you repeat. The airport felt big, but I stayed calm. Now you repeat. The workers were kind. The instructions were simple. Now you repeat. I checked in. I went through security. Now you repeat. I found my gate. I waited with patience. Now you repeat. I boarded my flight. I found my seat. Now you repeat. I felt proud of myself. Now you repeat. You are doing amazing. Truly amazing. You are training your mind. You are training your voice. You are training your English. Step by step. Word by word. Breath by breath. White medium star, the motivational summary. Now let's take a deep breath together. In and out. Slow and calm. Today you learned simple airport English. You learned useful questions. You learned clear answers. You learned how to check in, how to go through security, how to find your gate, how to board your plane. You learned these phrases slowly. You repeated them softly. You repeated them again and again. And every time you repeated, you became stronger. You became clearer. You became calmer. Remember this. You are not just studying English. You are living in English. You are understanding airport English. You are speaking airport English. You can travel with English. You can communicate with English. And you can feel confident with English. Every small practice matters. Every small step matters. Every slow repetition matters. And I am proud of you, so proud of you, because you are showing up. You are learning. You are growing. And you are not giving up. White medium star, the outro, and sign OFF. Thank you for being here with me today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for repeating. Thank you for practicing slowly and calmly. Remember, you can come back to this video anytime you want. You can listen again. You can repeat again. You can shadow again. Every time you repeat, your English becomes smoother, clearer, softer, more confident. This was Voice of English Learners. I'm Alex. Keep listening, keep speaking, and keep believing in yourself. You are doing great. You are becoming strong. And I will see you in the next lesson. Take care and keep practicing.